Picture a regional fintech CEO in a Monday morning board meeting. He's looking at a slide showing their new AI underwriting tool is shaving 40% off loan application times and finally clearing out an analyst backlog that used to take days. He knows the vendor's latency numbers and the cost per call, but if you ask him how the foundation model is actually deciding who gets those loans, he has no idea. By Friday, he's sitting in a very different meeting. The model has silently declined loans for thousands of small business owners due to a slight shift in the prompt distribution, and the local regulator is demanding answers. AI collapsed the time between an underinformed decision and the bill for that decision arriving. Humans have rarely understood everything we operate. We rely on a community of knowledge. You trust the engineer down the street to run the power grid, or an expert at the FDA to understand how a vaccine works. You outsource the cognition so you can safely navigate the world. For most of history, that collective ignorance was protected by physical reality. Building a massive bridge or finalizing a complex treaty took years. Time gave the community a chance to catch up, inspect the work, and find the errors. Every information technology since humans started writing on clay tablets has steadily shrunk that protective gap between taking an action and seeing its result. AI represents the steepest drop in that historical timeline. It removes the latency the community of experts used to rely on to review systems before they operate at massive scale. This is the compression of confidence into action. To see why this compression is so dangerous, look at this line graph of a traditional database error. A single table breaks, an engineer reads the logs, and the system is quickly fixed. But foundation models are structurally opaque. There are no logs to check. The model behaving perfectly on Monday can fail on Friday because the prompt distribution simply shifted. Next is the scale of deployment. 20 years ago, a software update went to 50 users, then 500 over several months. Now, a Stripe-flavored integration ships to your entire user base by Tuesday afternoon. The continuous customer correction loop is gone. And because of that scale, the risk profile changes. In traditional software, small errors usually create small problems. With AI systems running at full capacity on day one, small errors accumulate silently until they cross an invisible threshold, crystallizing into a severe regulatory penalty. If you follow the standard doom literature to its logical conclusion, organizations must drastically slow down. They should convene cross-functional review boards, wait for explainability tooling to mature, and run 90-day risk pilots. Standard corporate risk architecture treats this new scale as a threat that demands absolute individual comprehension before a single line of code goes live. Demanding deep individual comprehension before action is a corporate architect disease that kills startups. Shipping a product before you fully understand its total impact is the definition of a minimum viable product. If you already understood every edge case of the market, you would already be an incumbent. Watch any regional banking market right now. You'll see a legacy bank with 3 layers of model governance and a committee discussing generative AI. Across the street, a tech challenger has a CTO and a junior engineer iterating live. 5 years from now, only one of those companies will still exist. For the people actually building the economy, latency represents a death sentence. The founders are right about low-stakes decisions. For testing a website layout or a new welcome email, compressing confidence into action is harmless. The cost of being wrong is small, or the cost of finding out you're wrong is fast. The real crisis is that AI integrations are highly fungible. A tool that handles low-stakes decisions this quarter can seamlessly evolve into a high-stakes engine the next. Look at this network mapping. You can start with a harmless AI customer support chatbot. Without changing the integration spec, that exact same path might be reassigned to escalate financial fraud cases or approve account locks. Operators run into trouble the moment they miss that a feature's blast radius has expanded into load-bearing territory. You fall into the trap the moment your shipping speed completely decouples from your ability to catch and correct the resulting errors. We are watching specific global regulators catch on to this. Authorities in places like Singapore and Indonesia are imposing structural slowdowns, mandating staged sandboxes and customer volume gates, because they know the operators won't do it themselves. If you don't operate under a regulator forcing you into a phased rollout, you have to architect those mechanisms internally. You need to pin your model versions, grade automated decisions against past human benchmarks, and build hard kill switches that trip the moment disagreement rates spike. Graduate a system into regulated territory and transition from shipping based on confidence to operating at the speed of consequence.